This is verse 6 of the 6th chapter of the Gospel of Matthew. Matthew is recording the words of Jesus in which he gives certain prohibitions against various kinds of religious practices that are being carried on mainly for the observation and approval and applause of people. And the example he has in mind right now is praying, which was, at least in the ancient world, something that was done rather publicly and would expect to receive from the observing public a kind of approval, a pat on the back. And Jesus wants to have us avoid any such public displays of religious practice. So he says, su, this is added for emphasis, but you, in contrast to the others, would be the idea, postpositive da, so but you, hotan, this is a combination of hota and eon. Whenever would be the idea, takes the subjunctive, and that's what we have here. So whenever, prosuke, from prosukamai, means to pray. This is the second person singular, present active subjunctive, passive in form really, active in meaning. So when you pray, esealthe from es erkamai means to enter. This is the imperative, second person singular, aorist active imperative. So enter, ace into, to tameon, fairly unusual word. It means an inner chamber. Translated normally a closet. It doesn't have to be a closet, but it is a chamber typically with no windows, no outside access except through one door. Kind of sometimes a room for storage, that kind of thing, but certainly a private place where one would be unobserved. So when you pray, enter into the closet or the inner room, su, of you, second person possessive pronoun, kai, klesos, this is from kleo. Kleo means to shut, I shut. This is an aorist participle, aorist active participle, masculine, singular nominative. So having shut, you having shut, tain thuron. The word for door, used fairly commonly in the New Testament. So having shut the door, su, your door, prosugzai, this is the same word, prosukamai. Now we have it in the imperative, so it's a second person singular aorist, middle in form, imperative, pray. To, this is the indirect object, patri su, to the father, in the dative singular, with the possessive second person pronoun. So pray to the father of you, in apposition to it, to, the in, with the dative to krupto one. So pray to the Father of you, the in the secret one. Krupto, cryptic, is the idea there. So the Father who is in secret, certainly with you in this inner room, but nobody else can observe what's going on. And that, of course, becomes an exercise of faith. When a person prays in an isolated place, then obviously they're doing so believing that God sees it, because they are quite aware that nobody else is seeing it. Kai, ho, the pater, father, su, possessive pronoun, of you, the, blepo, the seeing, from blepo I see, this is a present participle, the seeing in to krupto, the seeing in the secret one. So the Father, the one who sees in the secret. Apodose, from apodidomai, or didomy. Didomy means to give. Apodidomy means to give back, to repay, usually related to a wage or a compensation, will repay you. The Father who sees you in secret is going to respond to the prayer that you offered. And in some ways, the reason for that is because it is not being done for public applause, but it's being done precisely because the person believes that God is there and God is observing, and thus those prayers are being offered for his observation alone, and that is, of course, the kind of prayer that God desires.